Section 5, how to create success stories, right? You have to not only teach people, but you have to keep people engaged, right? You have to keep them accountable, and you have to, most importantly, keep them motivated enough to actually take action and do things, right? And how do you do this? You can do it in a variety of ways. Most importantly, involving them in your private Facebook group, right? Welcoming them, having one of your virtual assistants tag them as they enter the private group. Similarly, how you do in your public group, right? Making them involved, actually, calling them out and saying like, welcome, like, and really meaning it, right? You can also do this with your welcome and your chapter summary videos, and just with your overall energy recording the content, right? So we're gonna watch just like a few seconds of this Watch Me First video. I think this is like 20 something minutes long, but the importance of the welcome video is critical to understand, right? It's people's first impression of you, right? And the overall goal of a member's welcome video is to get your new students excited, right? To set yourself up as the leader, the attractive character, and remind them why they're there, right? And in the video, you want to tell your students how you're going to teach them. You want to let them know how you want them to go through the program. Do you want them to skip around? How much time should they devote each week, right? You want to remind them of the time commitment. Give them like some type of scale, right? Should a chapter take a year, or should it take a day, or should it take a week, right? Your goal is to get them through the program. Remember that. You want to address the fears and concerns that might creep up while your students are going through your program, because most people who are in your course, they've been through other courses before, right? They've probably not had the success they want if they're purchasing your course now. Or they just want to add to their success. But most people share common concerns and things that they're worried about. And so you want to address those preemptively. And then you want to give people a plan of attack, right? But above all else, you want to inspire your students. Remember, mindset is just as important, if not more important, than your actual content. So you want to spend time on this, right? It's going to save you tens or potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars in future refunds, and it puts the responsibility and the onus on your students, right? When you show that there's been other student success stories in the welcome video, it kind of shows people that it's possible to be successful, right? And if people know that it's possible to be successful for other people, then why wouldn't it be possible for them, right? It only depends on their willingness to implement the system. So let's just watch this for a few seconds. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing, but just watch for, what we're kind of showing here, edification, and we immediately show a success story here, and then just watch my energy, even in the first few seconds, right? Because it sets the tone for the entire course.
All right, what is up, ninjas? Welcome to the Ninja Masterclass Facebook Ads Edition. This is going to be the best course, training, whatever you want to call it, that you've ever seen on Facebook Ads. I promise you that.
Right, so we're not going to watch the whole thing, but you can see that, it's pretty long. We're showing like a lot of, who I am. We're showing a lot of student testimonials. We're showing quick notes about it. We're showing edification that, I have the most viewed ever video on Facebook or on YouTube about Facebook. We're going to give a little summary about what's in the course itself, right? And so you don't really need to reinvent the wheel here. You just need to, introduce yourself, edify yourself, why they want to, listen to you. If you have student success stories, show them, let them know that how do people become student success stories? What makes those students different, right? It's because they watch the full course, they participate in the private group, right? They do all these things that you want people to do to further increase the likelihood of them being successful in your program, right? And so the importance of the private Facebook group. You want to think of your private Facebook group as your family, like literally, really, believe it, right? If you believe it, other people will believe it too, and you're going to have a much happier life, and you're going to actually be able to do, much stronger things. If your students are just a dollar bill, right, a money in your pocket, they're going to feel like that, right? If they're your family, they're going to act like that, and they're going to become your best marketers, right? You want to incentivize people to join the private group. Offer, some additional free bonus, or, as one of the steps to even get their course access, they have to join the private group, right? We tried that, and we eventually didn't do it because there was people that didn't have Facebooks and things like that. But if you want to, try to force people to join your private group, only include the membership access link inside the private group. I've seen people do that, right? Because sometimes what happens is 30 to even 50% of people don't join the private group, which is crazy. but it's just the way that it is, right? And so you want to give people an incentive to join it. One-on-one free help inside the private group, some free bonus, access to the course, but it's critical that you actually make it a priority for yourself to get people into the private group, because without your private group, your success stories are going to be so much lower, right? Because there's no community, there's no sense of family, right? It's just way harder to help your students one-on-one because they don't see the social proof of your other success stories, right? One of the biggest things that's created success in my Amazon private group, for example, is, once a week or even more frequently, somebody will post a new success story of them making $1,000 a day, or even $100 a day, or $10,000 a day. We've had people make over $500,000 in a single month. And when you see a real person who started as a beginner, create such a huge amount of success and wealth, then it just becomes that much more real and that much more tangible and that much more possible for you as a member of the group. But you wouldn't see any of that or have exposure to that if you weren't a part of the private group, right? So you want to give them an incentive. It's way harder to help your students one-on-one because they don't see the social proof of your other student success stories and they don't get motivated by them, right? I had a student in my Facebook ads masterclass who went from $4K a month before joining my Facebook course to over $400,000 a month. I think it was like $432,000 in 1 month using the strategies that I taught, and he never told me. Like he never joined the private group. He never told me. I only even found out about it because one of the people in my inner circle mastermind, right, my higher ticket mastermind where I really help people kind of one-on-one, the Infinity Mastermind, he was able to track him down because they were working together on something else, right? And so that's the only way I even figured it out. And who doesn't love a good bonus, right? You can't have success stories if you don't have people join your course, right? And the best way to actually get people to take action and join your course is with bonuses, right? People will find any excuse in the world to do anything in the world other than make meaningful decisions and commitments in their lives, right? Think about how people are with relationships, right? Think about how people are with making major financial decisions that they know or at least feel will be likely to, be something that's going to help them in the end, right? People put off meaningful decisions. People are terrible by nature at making decisions, and they procrastinate by nature, right? They push off big, important decisions as long as humanly possible. It's just human nature, right? It's a natural thing that everyone does, and we as course creators have to combat that. And one of the strongest tools in our arsenal, other than scarcity, which we're going to talk about, right, in the marketing chapter, and we're going to talk about bonuses much more in depth in bonus number 3, ironically enough, which is talking about how to create your evergreen webinar, is the use of bonuses. People cannot stand missing out on bonuses. It's FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. I can't even describe to you how many emails I've gotten from frantic people, who like had a credit card in the mail, or, they had to, or like their bank was declining it for a large purchase just automatically, and they had to call their bank, but it was closed on a Sunday, right? People just frantically emailing saying like, oh my gosh, I can't miss these bonuses, right? Like I'm trying to buy the course now, but I literally can't. Like I've tried everything. I got to do it in the morning, right? I've gotten so many emails like that because people just dread missing out on bonuses. It's just human nature, right? And so what we're going to talk about much deeper in the marketing section, and then, primarily in bonus number 3, which is how to build out your evergreen webinar, right? Your ultimate workhorse, is that bonuses are incredibly important, right? People have been trained for years to love sales, right? Like it's usually $100, but today it's only $19.99, right? As a marketer, you can say, well, people are smarter than that, right? But if people were truly smarter than that, then Walmart wouldn't use sales, right? They would just show what the actual fair price with a built-in profit margin is for all of their products, right? I know all about scarcity. I know all about sales. When I'm shopping at a supermarket, right, and I haven't been in the past year, but when I used to go to the supermarket, I would pick things that are on sale just naturally on autopilot, right? Because it simply works. Similarly, bonuses simply work. Don't think to yourself whether or not you're going to include bonuses. Just do it, right? Just trust me. If you're here, you must trust me a little bit, right? And there's nothing more powerful other than scarcity and curiosity, which we're going to discuss in depth in chapter 6 and then again in bonus 3, than bonuses, right? So I just wanted to introduce the concept of bonuses, and you can see right here, right, the bonus modules. these bonus modules, the Tripwire, Instagram Blueprint, and Messenger bots, have probably made more money for me than the rest of the course combined, as far as prompting people to really make a decision, right? They're used in your webinar, they're used in your sales page, they're used on your order page, they should be used in your Facebook posts, inside your groups, they should be used when you open your beta, they should be used in your emails, right? They should just become a part of your everyday marketing arsenal, right? And you want to make your 3 bonuses as valuable as you possibly can, right? In my Facebook course, right, everyone's talking about tripwires, right? Tripwires are just getting people into your funnel for some low amount of money, right? And then once you get them in for $7, then you can upsell them, right? That's a tripwire. That was super popular when I first released my Facebook course. It still is, right? Instagram is getting more and more popular every day, right? The Instagram stories, that feature grew faster than any other feature ever in history for an application or a piece of software. Everyone's talking about Instagram as this miracle platform. And so we talk about everything you need to know about Instagram, right? Both organic and paid. And then messenger bots. Right, everyone and their mother is talking about messenger bots and ManyChat and how to take advantage of this new communication medium, and how messenger bots are going to eventually replace email, similarly to how email replaced pagers. Right, so I understand that these 3 things are incredibly popular, and that most people understand what these are and have interest in them, and then I include them as the most valuable 3 things that I could possibly think of related to Facebook ads. Right, they're incredibly valuable. Instagram advertising, incredibly valuable. And they're hugely popular topics right now. They have a lot of buzz, a lot of name brand, kind of recognition that people will understand when they're on my webinar about Facebook ads as, being the next best thing. And most people just cannot resist that when it comes to claiming bonuses. So I wanted to introduce that idea to you just so it kind of gets the cogs turning. And then we're going to talk much deeper about it in later chapters about how to implement, choose your bonuses, and then how to structure delivery of your bonuses on your webinar to actually prompt people to take action, which is going to be the single biggest driver to your overall course sales and revenue. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and let's see you on the next.